Okay, let's install Rails on a MacBook Pro. Here we are on rubyonrails.org. Imagine what you could build if you learned Ruby on Rails. I'm a big fan of Ruby on Rails because it is by far the easiest language to program in. It saves you a lot of time, and you can learn it very quickly. A lot of great companies like Basecamp, GitHub, Shopify, Airbnb, etc. are built on top of Rails. So, if you're considering doing Node.js or PHP, I don't know why you would be, or Python, Django, what are you thinking? You got to use Rails. It's the best thing out there. And the new Rails 5 makes it comparable to the benefits of Node, but you get also all the benefits of Rails. So let's go ahead and install on a new MacBook Pro. I'm going to go to Guides and getting started with Rails. So how to install Rails, you can read through this, it's very useful, but I'm just going to jump ahead and install Rails. So the first thing we're going to do is open up Terminal, and what you need to do is check your Ruby version first. Mac usually comes with Ruby. This is a brand new MacBook Pro, so we'll check. Great, I already have Ruby 2.0.0, which is actually a pretty old version. Let's check out SQLite, see if I have SQLite. I have SQLite already. And first I'm going to get Homebrew actually, because Homebrew is what you need to install a lot of this stuff very easily. I've tried to install Ruby on Rails on a PC, and it's way more difficult because you don't have the stuff that comes installed automatically, and it also you don't have Homebrew. You have a comparable app, but everyone I know that has a PC struggles for a long time just to install Rails, and it's not even that easy on a Mac either, unless you know what you're doing. So do yourself a favor and get a Mac if you're going to be programming in Ruby on Rails. It's a small investment considering the amount of earning potential or the amount of money you can make by building your own apps. So install Homebrew. Okay, so we got to start by typing this one. So type this one. Press return. Enter your password. And here we go, it's installing. Okay, so we're done with the download. Okay, so we got this error again, so I'm just going to copy and paste this into a search engine, figure out what's going on here. So, first result. Alright, so I'm just going to double check that I've installed this here. Switch. Let's try this. The command line developer tools. Like to install tools now. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so here we are. The software took about a minute to install. Now let's go back to terminal. Type gcc-version again, and then we see it's there. So this time we're gonna go and do this again. So I had to install XCODE before I installed Homebrew on this brand new Mac. And now we're good to go. It's all installed perfectly. Okay, great. Now we're going to install Ruby Version Manager. So Ruby Version Manager is just a way to manage different versions of Ruby. You need these for the different apps that you're going to be working with, because every gem is based on your Ruby version. rvm.io. Okay, so it looks like we have installed RVM successfully. To start using RVM, you need to run source user owns RVM. Okay, so let's just copy this line. Looks like we're good to go. RVM-v. Okay, great. RVM is working. We have pretty much everything installed. So I'm going to go back here and do gem install Rails. Okay, so I had an issue installing the Rails gem, so I'm just gonna search again to figure out how to fix this. First link. Okay, so I read this page, error while executing gem. I think what happened is I have to use the sudo command for permissions. So sudo is just a way to install something globally. It's going to ask me for my password. I'll see if this works. Okay, interestingly, it was starting to install Rails, but I didn't install a newer Ruby version than 2.2.2. So this is a new MacBook Pro. It comes with Ruby only 2 installed. So what I want to do is use RVM. Let's see if that works. RVM installed 2.3. Okay, so we installed Ruby 2.3. Now we're going to just check to make sure that we're using 2.3. So, sorry, RVM, or just do Ruby, sorry, Ruby V. Okay, great. So we're using 2.3 now. So sudo gem install Rails, enter your password, and now we'll download Rails. Okay, so Rails has finished installing here. So let's test it out. Rails, let's see here. Okay, great, 5.0.1, fantastic. Let's do Rails new, Trevor, Rails new, let's see, new project. Perfect. Rails is working. It's creating a app here, and we're good to go. So we can see I went into the code folder here, and we see the file new project. So just open this up, and here's our Rails app. We can get going coding with it. I recommend using Sublime Text Editor, and there you go.